Hello and welcome to my ongoing series about Trails Through Daybreak Part 2. We are here in front of a very important boss fight, and I think there will be some dialogue now before the fight, so I will tell you more afterwards.
This place... it's... What's happening to me? Fairy! Stay back! Stay away from me! You can't fool me! I know who you are! You're the last of Hamada's collaborators! I will take you down! That way, she can finally rest in peace.
Fairy.
She's extremely unstable.
The rewrite is wavering. She's in a delicate state right now.
If we don't act quick, this entire space could crumble in on itself.
What a pain in my ass. Listen up, Fairy, because I'm only gonna ask this once. Is this really what you want? Is going back to being a warrior worth throwing everything away? Huh?
What do I want to do? No, I know what I want. To become a mighty warrior. But I couldn't save Ida.
I know you've got a lot on your mind. You're still figuring out whether you want to live as a warrior, or if you want to follow a different path. And you got even more confused after playing the role of priestess at the New Year's festival, didn't you?
The role of priestess. The duty from our ancestors.
The mission of the Kruger is inherited by the priestess. Remember that when you make your decision.
I don't know. I just don't know. A warrior. A priestess. Which do I want? No, it's not about what I want. If I keep standing still, I won't ever become anything.
That's not true, Fairy. You've already taken a number of steps forward. Can't you see that? Huh? And I don't just mean as a warrior. You came to the capital by yourself, helped so many people with their problems. And even if you haven't figured out which path to take, you've learned and grown so much along the way. So you see, you're not at a standstill. If anything, your willingness to stand still will help guide you to the path you want.
Me standing still will help guide me?
Yeah, and don't let some old fart tell you what to do. It's your life, so you get to choose how to live it.
That's right. Everyone has something weighing on them, myself included. But you can overcome yours, and doing so will help you grow and move forward in your life.
If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. We all have each other's backs. That's the reason we've come this far, isn't it?
I was with you all.
That's right. Your worries and your way of life. It's all yours. Don't leave it in someone else's hands. Now, come back to us. Farida.
Fairy!
The corrosion is getting stronger?
A giant bird!
That's the Falcon of the Sun from Krugen Legends. The corrosion must have recreated it from her warped perception.
I must defeat the enemy and avenge her! Arusha, grant me your protection!
Damn it! We were so close! Small Fry's being stubborn as hell. But when it comes to stubbornness, I've got her beat by a long shot!
We've almost gotten through to her, guys. Just a little more.
Right. We'll save you, Fairy, no matter what.
Gimme.
worst.
I will defeat the enemy. I must avenge her.
Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's recap. We start chapter 3 with 6 Genesis less. Swin betrayed us and Nadia falls into a depression and runs away. Now, we have 2 things on our mind: finding Nadia and get our Genesis back. And deal with the Garden Master and his Grendel while we're at it. The theme for Act 3 is taking part out of Ghost in the Shell. Someone gets his memories rewritten. Here we do it in a form that paints a huge target on Van's back. The technique is quite similar to what the AI in that famous animated movie did, but they had cyber brains in that movie and things work differently. So how exactly the Garden Master is pulling this off is not explained. Following this, things work like this. We step into a trap, reach a bad end, our remaining Genesis is nice enough to bring us back, and we can then cheat ourselves into a better solution. The main target of the rewrite warps reality, and that's somehow in the same way the Märchengarten is creating its virtual reality. After that we get to fight something big, and after defeating that big thing we can cure the person who was target of the rewrite. If that sounds confusing, that's because it is. To really defeat the opponent, the one that has his memories tampered with, we also need to somehow disprove the rewritten reality. Make sure that the target sees it's fake. Ashen is our first opponent, and she thinks we killed Zhao. That was disproved by Zhao showing up, conveniently. Another situation involved Ceres, who powers up her stigma to the nth degree, and she even trashes Leon in her delusion. In another scenario, our favorite F1 racer and Yumi are the source of the, like it's called, corrosion. Every time we defeat the opponent and enter corrosion, we receive 1 Genesis back. Now why the Garden Master would do this is beyond our knowledge. He set up things perfectly to steal all the Genesis. If he was just after the last one, he wouldn't need anything complicated. Anis carries it around, and after curfew, the only thing between him and the Genesis is Anis and Ren. Since he's described as way stronger than most and could use the Grendel too, I don't think that's a big problem. All this brings us to the point where Fairy is the one with the rewritten memories, getting her brother and Huizet also into the mix, and the Jägerkorps. Starting by blowing up Van's office, then almost trashing his beloved car, we have to chase through a lot of Edith and reach a few bad ends till we can get through to Fairy by the power of dance. I would say this is ridiculous, but it's actually the 3rd time this happens in the Trails games. After Riri, where Rixia needed to get through to Elia, and Daybreak 1, where Shahina needed to get through to her older sister Sarah. And the same 2 sisters now need to show off a special dance, which Fairy performed for a priestess act on the Kruger New Year's celebration. Since almost no one knows this dance outside the Kruger group, showing it counters the corrosion up to a point. Fairy then creates this fake reality, which leads us to first get Reset and Kazim healed, and now we are at the final showdown. If the tactical fights would still be good, this could be enjoyable, but I don't see these 2 as a threat at all. Let's see if we need to press the emergency button I have with Anis S-Crafts, or if I can just control this without that kind of support. That's the most exciting part of it. All things considered, this chapter has some interesting twists, but it's not the first time we need to fight against our allies to get to our objective. The Trails games had that a lot. It was a theme the first time in Trails in the Sky's 2nd chapter, at the one point where we had to fight the members of Kurt's group due to mind control. Getting back to the Garden Master's plan. Does he even have one? Why are we getting the Genesis back one by one? He definitely does know about the time warp we get after we failed, So what's his goal? Does he need all the alternative ends to happen? Or is this all just a game for him? Till the point where Swin betrayed us and the Garden Master stole the Genesis. I could see something like a plan. Get him distracted enough to let her guard down while having all the parts for Genesis number 8 at one place. Even then, it was unclear what the Oathbreaker had to do with all of this. Or why he would even get involved. Or leave the society for this. Don't think that part is already played out. Now maybe I should comment on the fight. I took out Farida first, mainly because she has an S-craft I know of. And even though it's rather weak, it's one S-craft more than the giant chicken has. The Silver Blade has a craft that can cancel all buffs on an opponent. Van and Anise are my tank and healer. And the fourth place goes to Van since she's cool. I don't know if the story will be good or bad in the end. Daybreak 1 fooled me quite a bit in that regard. It all seemed great and then it all fell apart. The characters of Daybreak are good. Shizuna, Fairy, Van, Anise are all great. And they brought in some cool characters from the other games. Nadia is a riot, Van is awesome. There are some more mediocre ones like Rizette, Judith, Kato and Aaron, who aren't really bad, but they just don't do much for me. Which doesn't make them bad characters, they all had at least a bit of a character arc that worked. Compare that to 80% of the Cold Steel cast and you see where I'm going with this. Now the gameplay. We have the action RPG part that is solid at best, and the tactical fights that are set a disappointment and a half. I like that there is often some moral compass part in the side quest to emphasize that Van is not a clean good guy and more dealing in the grey area, but that's all that's different here. Speaking about grey area, I think Kevin, who is more or less a church assassin to hunt down heretics, was the last guy who you could argue is a bit like that. We could count Rufus and Reverie of course, but I don't know if grey is the right word here. Now at this point in time I really can't guess what the Garden Master is really planning. This comes off as some stupid shenanigans. The society is definitely not finished with this plot. And then there was still this deal they had with the president. I don't think much came from that till now. There are so many loose ends here. And that are just the plot points we had before part 2 even started. Here we have the whole Lapis, Sven and Nadia story on top of it. Which is kind of odd that Rufus didn't show up till now. Maybe he has to guard Lapis' body. Well, he has experience with lifeless bodies, so I can see why he would stay behind. So this fight is wrapping up too. This chicken is on its last leg. We didn't need Annie's full heal. I remember I played Trails in the Sky second chapter and the third in normal mode and in hard mode, and if you compare those two modes, hard mode really did push you. It was not as easy as the normal mode, and this would be easy mode in both games.
That's how it goes. Onwards and upwards. I'll reach even greater heights. I won't stop here. And yes, everyone.
Fairy, are you all right?
She always cries in pain when she's alright.
I very much doubt she is.
That damn corrosion just won't let her go!
Her case is clearly worse than the one from yesterday. I don't understand why it hasn't gone away.
No.
It must be in the final stages.
Get a hold of yourself, Farida!
What am I supposed to do?
You gotta be kidding me. You seriously still stressing about that?
No way.
Ida, you're...
Oh yeah, you guys told me about her.
Oh, so this is the woman who was like a sister to her. She must be a recreation from the innermost part of her psyche.
That's some wild stuff right there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the real deal, sorry to say. Guess a little piece of me found its way inside you. Huh, Fairy?
Ida! That doesn't matter. I'm so glad to see you again. I just wish you weren't seeing me like this. I failed to grant your final wish, and now I can't do anything right. I am so pathetic.
That isn't true at all, and you know it. I know I told you to finish me off, but I never should have done that. That's probably what caused you to lose sight of yourself in the first place.
That must have been the root cause of all this.
Probably so. Yeah.
That all said, I get it now. The fact that I'm here now just goes to show how very important that moment was to you. And that's okay. That experience made you more uncertain, but if anything, that and your compassion are what make you so strong. So keep that chin up and march on, little sis. I'll always be watching over you from here.
I see. To think that Fairy has been protecting something so important all this time.
Yeah. She's protecting each and every one of her experiences. Got them all locked up inside her.
They're all inside of me?
Yes, that's right.
Remember, even if you're unsure at times, your compassion will help you move forward.
So, what's it gonna be, small fry? You still want to forget everything?
No, I don't. I'm gonna hold on to what's important to me, and I'll never throw it all away. Ever again! That's why I'll fight with all my strength. I won't let this thing control me anymore!
Did she just...
Holy shit! She did it! She burned it to smithereens, just like her bro!
Now that's impressive. She might actually become as strong as him someday.
I'm so relieved. Now let's...
She was able to overcome it.
The space is falling apart. We have to leave immediately.
We've returned. Things were rather touch and go for a minute there.
Not wrong, but it was all worth it. Because we got our Fairy back.
And thank goodness for that.
But
Huh?
I did so many horrible things. Why did I do all that? They're all my friends, and so are the people at Monmar. I even got Uppy and the Kruga involved.
It's all right, Fairy. Everything is gonna be just fine. If you need to cry, then let it out.
And there go the waterworks.
Can you blame her? The corrosion may be gone. The memories ain't going anywhere.
The same goes for me. I am truly sorry for all the problems I caused. Once again, please allow me to ask for your forgiveness.
You don't need to, it's not your fault. Please don't beat yourself up over this.
That's just great. Even after we got rid of the corrosion, it's still giving us grief.
Yes. It lingers like a shadow. Nothing could be more despicable. This only reaffirms how vital it is that we thwart the Garden Master.
I'm down for that. Day 4 might be a real doozy. Can't say I'm looking forward to it.
Regardless, we will take full responsibility for our actions. We will handle the aftermath of this incident and then promptly withdraw. The Vice Chief and I will see to everything ourselves.
You have my gratitude. In the meantime, the CID will be taking a closer look at this situation.
So after all these heartwarming scenes, we really didn't learn much new about the Garden Master's plans or why he is giving us the Genesis back. Guess I have to play on to find that out. But this is the end of the video. So long, bye bye.